All right, everybody, welcome back to the eBay shop. My name's Corey.
I'm Teresa.
And we are Grams and Pops Vintage, and today we're going to be way off base compared to our normal videos. We just got back from our Plains Profit meetup that we host with Alicia Inked Picker, and today's just going to be kind of a wrap-up of what all went on at that event.
We're going to tell you everything you FOMO'd.
Everything you FOMO'd?
Fear of missing out.
Is that making FOMO like a verb?
I think so.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing, but we're gonna attempt to make initials a verb.
You FOMO'd.
All right. So if you did miss out on the event, you're right. We're gonna kind of show you what you missed out on, and kind of some of the fun we had, because it's been all consuming for like a year, and the event finally took place, and it was a ton of fun. But we do have things that we now have to ship out.
Well, we do now. I accidentally put our store into vacation mode, no sales for an entire day. So we went a day and a half with no sales before I realized. Actually, it was almost 2 full days because we noticed it. And to be clear, we didn't notice it was on, that we weren't getting sales, which if we were home, we would have noticed 2 days without sales. We didn't really notice because we were busy. And then I went to show someone a product on our store, and our store showed no products. So we caught it after 2 days and put it on normal vacation mode. But we still did have like 20 sales.
Yeah, we still have sales.
14, 15 sales, somewhere in there.
And we have
some today.
Ton of sales that are going out on the DollarAuction.com. So we're fine over the weekend. But yeah, for 2 days, we just shut our income off on accident. But
I just didn't want to work.
We did still make sales, and when we came home, Teresa kicked off a clothing sale. So we've got stuff moving again.
Yep.
What's the first thing we sold?
We sold some gloves. We sold some, sorry, I was tying my shoe. We sold some Hot Shot Mossy Oak Camo Nylon Waterproof Insulated Gloves, size large, brand new.
Yep, that's them. They're brand new with the tags, never been worn.
Nope, those came out of our estate sale.
I don't know why they call them Hot Shot.
It's the brand.
It's
Hot Shot with Mossy Oak pattern.
Apparently, these are the gloves you wear when you're catching deer by hand.
Maybe.
What'd those sell for?
$19.99 plus shipping.
Yep, and those came out of our storage unit, didn't they?
No, they came out of our estate sale buyout.
Yeah. They all bleed together.
These are my favorite. They were so cute. I couldn't turn them down on my online auctions. This is a rare $19.99 Nintendo Pokemon Bulbasaur plush 3-inch beanie toy keychain.
I don't even know if I would call that a plush. I mean, it is plush, but it's so tiny. I don't know what makes it rare.
It says he's a keychain.
That's more like those rubber band scrunchy things, like it's stretchy.
No, I think it's supposed to be that you can put it on your keychain and pull him through there so that it attaches, or you can hook him onto like a carabiner.
So what did the little turtle dinosaur sell for?
$24.99.
Really? Mm-hmm. Holy crap.
The other one I have is listed at $40. I don't know who he is. He's a purple guy.
Well, maybe somebody will want to catch them all.
Maybe.
All right, so the first thing we did Thursday, we took off from here Thursday morning. We had to drop off dogs. We actually did a live all the way there. If you guys caught that, thank you for being in it. Just to pass the time on the drive, we did an hour-long live. That
hour went by so quick, and I had to make sure I was trying not to read the screen as I was driving.
She didn't do very good. She was reading
I did good the first half. The second half I did not. The first half I did horrible. The second half I did better.
So we did make it, despite Teresa not really paying attention to the road.
I was, and then somebody in Omaha tried to run me off the road.
Yeah, Omaha's not a fun place to drive, but it is a fun place to be. And the first thing we did when we got there was check in, haul up like 3 luggage carts full of stuff to the room. We put together the swag bags.
We did? Oh, I forgot we did that Friday night. Or Thursday night.
Thursday night. And then after that, whoever had shown up early, which there was a good chunk of us, like 20 people that showed up early that Thursday, we kind of just did a pre-meetup dinner. We just went and same place we went last year, the old Mattress Factory. We just grabbed everybody that was in the lobby, and we took off and had dinner together at a restaurant there in Omaha.
It was a blast just to sit down, because that night there was a lot of people that had not been there last year, that had come early from out of state, whatnot, so that they could get there before check-in on Friday. But it was fun. They had awesome food. They have an amazing pulled pork mac and cheese.
Yep. So we did get to kind of have an icebreaker dinner there that night, and I'll put some footage of that in here for you.
Pack your bags, roll to the Heartland show. Omaha shines where the hustlers glow. Grams and pops got the vibes on track. With ink picker, we ain't looking back. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive. Networking kings and queens all in line.
We were able to get kind of everybody over to that dinner and back from that dinner on the hotel shuttle.
We had a few more people on the shuttle than probably should have been on the shuttle.
Yeah, we may have overloaded it a little bit, but then we just kind of hung out in the hotel after that in
Yep.
the lobby, and everybody just kind of got to know each other. We went to bed, and the next morning, Teresa and I kind of did a mad dash to get all the stuff downstairs and set up our check-in table while people were at breakfast.
Yep.
And then we did a check-in. And what else did we do at check-in?
We played bingo. Bingo is by far my most favoriteest thing. We don't play. We should, though.
Not typical bingo. We weren't pulling balls out of a cage and calling numbers.
Nope, it was Meet-Resellers BINGO.
Yep.
So you had to go around with this bingo card. I wish I had one. I don't have one in here with me. But you had to go around with this bingo card, and you had to talk to other people that were at the meetup, checking in as well, and find out, do they sell on Mercari? Do they sell on eBay? Do they drop their stuff off at the post office? Do they do live sales?
Yep. So the other resellers were the balls.
Yes.
There you go.
Man, we
So
just
you
called
had
them
to-
all balls.
So you had to go talk to all the balls at the event to fill out your bingo card, which entered you into a prize winning later on in the event. But it, more than anything, it just got all the resellers there, shy or not, to go talk to everybody else. You almost had to talk to everybody there.
You did,
to
because-
fill out the bingo card.
Yep, because there was, what did we have? Instead of typical 5 by 5, which is,
It was like 7 by 7 or something. It was a big card.
it was a big card.
And it had all kinds of stuff on there, like find somebody that makes handmade items, find somebody that sells on Etsy. Like it had all kinds of things on there that resellers do. So you really did have to talk to almost everybody to fill out your card.
And not everybody's card was the same. So this last year, I think they were all in the same
different.
spots. This year, they were like, some were not on some other cards.
Yep. So they were all different. So you couldn't just kind of follow one person around.
Yep.
So that was pretty fun. And we've got some footage of the check-in and the bingo cards here.
Pack your bags, roll to the Heartland show. Omaha shines where the hustlers glow. Grams and pops got the vibes on track. With ink picker, we ain't looking back. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive. Networking kings and queens all in line.
Okay, back to sales. The next thing that sold is some of the jewelry. Finally, I've been selling some more out of my proxy bid stuff. These are Napier gold tone rhinestone faux pearl dangled pierced drop earrings.
That's a lot of words for a tiny little thing of earrings, but that's what they are.
They're pretty cool.
My fingernails are dirty again, guys. Sorry. Here. Can I hide my fingernails? That's what they are.
Just do this.
What did those sell for?
They sold for $20 free shipping. So I'll drop them in a poly and it'll go for like $4.
All right, the next thing's a little noisy, so I'll show you quick and I'll put it down. They're like curtain poles that you tuck your curtain behind these. They're like big leaves,
They are flowers.
big flowers. They have these little standoffs that come away from the wall, so you just pull your curtain back and tuck them behind it, and they're heavy brass.
They are vintage brass curtain holder holdbacks. They're 4.5-inch round lotus flowers, and there's a set of 2, and they have the screws to mount them.
Yep, and we had 4 of those. We sold the other ones already.
Yeah, we had
we
a
sold
set
them
of
in
2.
sets of 2.
Yep.
So what'd those sell for?
Those sold for $39.99. That was a good one.
That was a good one. On the Friday after check-in, once everybody had plenty of time to check in and do their bingo cards,
Order
get back to
lunch.
their room, order lunch, whatever they were going to do, at 1 p.m., we kind of herded everybody like a herd of cats.
We did down
to the street level.
Steep sidewalk to the street.
And we got them all onto a giant party bus. And we took that party bus around.
I was kind of upset. It only had one stripper pole this year.
We have one stripper
2.
pole, so we had to take turns.
Corey got to experience it.
I did not dance. I jiggled.
He
but I
leaned
didn't
against
dance.
it.
I used it for support on the drive because we had a lot of people there. We had almost between 40 and 50 people we got shoved into that bus.
Yep.
So it was full, but it wasn't crowded to the point where it was uncomfortable.
No, but you
And-
did get to know your seat partner quite well.
Yeah, you made some good friends. There was a lot of elbow rubbing and leg touching. So we'll put some footage of the bus in here.
Pack track. Your bags roll to the Heartland show. Omaha shines where the hustlers glow. Grams and pops got the vibes on track. With ink picker, we ain't looking back. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive. Networking kings and queens all in line. Thrift finds shining like gold mines. We ride through the streets, hop city to store. Digging through racks while we hunt for more. Vintage treasures in the bins we dive. This reseller's life, baby, hustle and drive. From denim jackets to vintage tees. Digging for deals while feeling the breeze. Handshakes buzzing, swapping the game. Planes to profit, now remember the name. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive. Networking kings and queens all in line. Thrift finds shining like gold mines. One man's junk, another's prize. We see that profit through thrifters' eyes. Hustle the heart, flip the grit to green. Turning dreams electric like a slot machine.
So one of the first places we did our thrift crawl, that's what everybody seemed to call it when I talked to them.
The party bus thrift crawl?
The party bus thrift crawl, was we stopped at the Goodwill outlet bins.
We did.
Not my favorite place. I did find a little bit. I didn't source a whole lot. I was more just kind of walking around watching other people source. So, plus I had Hannah following me around, so I was choosing not to source a whole lot because she was following me around with the GoPro.
This year we tried to be very intentional about our stops.
Yep.
So we picked 3 places that were like polar opposites of each other. People who like doing the bins type shopping, well, we wanted to hit that. People who like kind of the more antique, the glass, the more obscure stuff, we wanted to hit a store like that. And then we wanted to hit a massive kind of general everything type of thrift store. So we definitely were very intentional about the stores or the stops that we picked this year so that everybody could have at least one store that they really liked. But here's some footage of us at the bins.
We ride through the streets, hop city to store. Digging through racks while we hunt for more. Vintage treasures in the bins we dive. This reseller's life, baby, hustle and drive. From denim jackets to vintage tees. Digging for deals while feeling the breeze. Handshakes buzzing, swapping the game. Planes to profit, now remember the name. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive. Networking kings and queens all in line. Thrift finds shining like gold mines. One man's junk, another's prize. We see that profit through thrifters' eyes. Hustle the heart, flip the grit to green. Turning dreams electric like a slot machine. Another's prize. We see that profit through thrifters' eyes. Hustle the heart, flip the grit to green. Turning dreams electric like a slot machine. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive. Networking kings and queens all in line. Thrift finds shining like gold mines.
Okay, so the next place that we stopped at on the thrift bus was we went to a place called Junkin' Treasures.
This whole entire place was breakable.
The one thing I bought wasn't breakable.
It was a very antique, glass heavy, kind of very niche store.
I didn't tell you what I did.
Did you break something?
No, Zena got a kick out. I'm horrible. I'm very, very horrible. I'm just going to put this in here right now. they had a thing that was like a statue of a person, but then they also had a thing that was like a wine bottle hanger. So he went over the wine bottle. And it was a guy with his like legs up like this. So I took the statue and it was just perfect. So I took the statue and I took the little wine bottle holder and I put it over him so it looked like he was doing inappropriate things to the statue.
You are. Well, now we owe Junk and Treasure an apology.
I'm sorry. I could not help it.
Well, it might help sell it.
It might.
You never know.
But yeah, there was so much breakable stuff in there.
The bins I hate. Like, I despise the bins. I don't like the bins at all.
But he was digging and finding stuff.
I wasn't really digging. I'm a browser at the bins. I walk by the bins. If I see something, I'll reach in and grab it. But I will never like get in there next to people and dig around people or try to fight for stuff. So the bins has never been my thing. This store, they had so much cool stuff, but it was so far out of my
wheelhouse
that like we had, the whole time we were there, I had to hunt really hard to find anything, but we did find a few things.
We each found a couple things.
Yeah, I think we each found a couple of things.
So you walked out with a radio.
Yep.
I walked out with a gigantic black metal vase that had mother of pearl inlay in it.
Yep. So we did find some stuff there, but we really had to hunt. It just goes to show you, no matter where you're at, if you try hard enough, you could find a deal that fits you.
But bonus was we got 20% off there.
We did. As a group, we got 20% off for the event.
Yep,
so
everything that was in there.
Yep. We did decent at that one. Here's some video of that store.
Pack your bags, roll to the Heartland show. Omaha shines where the hustlers glow. Grams and pops got the vibes on track. With ink picker, we ain't looking back. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive. Networking kings and queens all in line. Thrift finds shining like gold mines. We ride through the streets, hop city to store. Digging through racks while we hunt for more. Vintage treasures in the bins we dive. This reseller's life, baby, hustle and drive. From denim jackets to vintage tees. Digging for deals while feeling the breeze. Handshakes buzzing, swapping the game. Planes to profit, now remember the name. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive. Networking kings and queens all in line. Fine shining like gold mines. One man's junk, another's prize. We see that profit through thrifters' eyes. Hustle the heart, flip the grid to green. Turning dreams electric like a slot machine. Another's prize. We see that profit through thrifters' eyes. Hustle the heart, flip the grid to green. Turning dreams electric like a slot machine. Plays to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive.
All right, so last but not least was probably my favorite store on the event.
It was my favorite.
It's a store called Forever Yesterday. We got to stop there back in, what, October-ish?
I thought it was January that we
I
decided
don't know.
finally.
When we were setting up the event, we got to stop there, and it's the place where we bought a mystery box from. But it's also like this giant thrift store with literally everything in it. It used to be an old skating rink.
It did, so it still has the concrete barriers, you know, like the old skating rinks with the inlets that lets you get in and out of the skating rink. It's super cool in
there. It was
there.
just a massive store, and if you couldn't find anything in there, you just weren't trying. Like, everybody of every niche could find something in that store, so it was a really fun one for us. And we did find some cool things, and we bought 3 mystery boxes.
That's all we bought there.
I think the best part of that, like, that store was cool. I did find a Danbury Mint trout statue, which was amazing. It comped out at like $60 all day long, and sales were perfect on it. But it had a broken fin, so I left it. And then I found a really cool German clock there. And when I got to looking at it, it was also broke. I probably should have picked it up for parts and repair because it was like $100 to $200 clock. But it just was damaged enough that I left it. But we did do the mystery boxes, and we brought those back. and then unloading those from the bus was cool to watch. That was a military operation.
Did we ever get that? Did anybody get that on camera?
I think we might have some of that on camera.
It was part of the reason we had to do like a military operation unloading was because the bus parked in a lane on the road, and it said no parking or stopping.
And it was like half a block to walk back into the hotel lobby from where we dropped off.
Yeah, he pulled up way farther on our stop back than he did when he came.
Yep. Now, a half a block doesn't sound like much. It's an easy walk, but it's all uphill.
It is.
And you have 45 resellers, all with big IKEA bags full of stuff, plus 16
boxes.
giant, heavy, like, mystery boxes.
Yeah.
But we unloaded, we got off, everybody jumped off the bus. We unloaded that bus in like 2 minutes.
It was interesting to see everybody. It was like a well-oiled machine because it was like somebody would go in and grab a box, somebody was right behind him grabbing a box, and then we just sat it all
we just
on
covered
the
sidewalk.
People were walking through like, what is going on here?
We covered a good chunk of sidewalk, and as people were doing that, other people were running to the hotel lobby to grab the big luggage carts and bring them back. So by the time we got there, the bus was unloaded, people were loading the luggage carts, and then everybody worked together to get everything back to the hotel.
Yep, and it was super windy.
Yeah, the wind was like 30 miles an hour. It was crazy windy.
Not only were people trying to hold the bags where they were supposed to be, but people's hats were flying off and like heading down the road. But it was so fun just to watch everybody get their stuff, get off. And
it was a proud reseller moment. I was proud of everybody there because they all worked together.
Everybody helped.
It was like these guys had been training for a marathon event like this for weeks. Like they did really good. So here's some footage of what that chaos looked like.
Pack your bags, roll to the Heartland show. Omaha shines where the hustlers glow. Grams and pops got the vibes on track. With ink picker, we ain't looking back. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive. Networking kings and queens all in line. Thrift finds shining like gold mines. We ride through the streets, hop city to store. Digging through racks while we hunt for more. Vintage treasures in the bins we dive. This reseller's life, baby, hustle and drive. From denim jackets to vintage tees. Digging for deals while feeling the breeze. Handshakes buzzing, swapping the game. Planes to profit, now remember the name. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive. Networking kings and queens all in line. Thrift finds shining like gold mines. One man's junk, another's prize. We see that profit through thrifters' eyes. Hustle the heart, flip the grid to green. Turning dreams electric like a slot machine. Junk, another's prize. We see that profit through thrifters' eyes. Hustle the heart, flip the grid to green. Turning dreams electric like a slot machine. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive. Networking kings and queens all in line. Thrift finds shining like gold mines. Junk, another's prize. We see that profit through thrifters' eyes. Hustle the heart, flip the grid to green. Turning dreams electric like a slot machine. One man's junk, another's prize. We see that profit through thrifters' eyes. Hustle the heart, flip the grid to green. Turning dreams electric like a slot machine.
Okay, let's see what else we sold. We sold a bra. It is a Fabletics Oasis white keyhole twist front crossback sports bra.
That's what that looks. Nothing special there. It's a white bra. What'd that sell for?
$14.99.
All right. The next thing we got is it looks like a Lenox Christmas something. Are those candles?
No, they're salt and pepper shakers.
Salt and pepper shakers from Lenox.
Yep.
I'm trying to keep my fingernails out so we don't get trolled.
They are Lenox porcelain holiday Santa and Christmas tree salt and pepper shakers.
What'd that sell for?
$11.99. I will not pick those up again.
All right. So after everybody kind of had a chance to, well, we didn't really have a chance.
We
like
didn't.
when we got off the bus, it was like what, 5 o'clock?
Well, yeah, because
4:30?
we tried to call. Where did we go last year?
No, we got off the bus at 4 o'clock, and by the time everybody got back to the hotel, it was like 4:30
Yep.
from unloading.
Yep. And we had to be at the restaurant we chose to go all eat at for supper by 5?
5:30. They said between 5:30 and 6.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we had just enough time to get our stuff to the room, and it was chaos. Everybody was completely worn out
Yep.
from the bus.
There were some who chose not to go to supper with us because
Well,
they needed a nap.
And the dinner that night was not really part of the event.
Nope.
It was just, we knew everybody needed to eat, so we lined up a place where we could go eat that would fit everybody that wanted to come. And everybody was pretty worn out, and then we rushed them again for anybody that wanted to go sit for supper at the Omaha Tap House.
We did have quite a few people.
We had
that
a
still
lot
went.
of people show up. Some people chose to stay back and get some rest.
Yep.
Stuff like that. But we had a really good dinner at the Tap House.
We did. So I got to make
Well,
a
all
comment.
of us but one had a really good dinner. One person decided to
himself.
turn it into a contest.
Yeah. So at the Omaha Tap House, they have an eating challenge that you have to eat this 5 burger, 5 slices of cheese, 5 buns,
It's like stacked this tall. It's like a
lettuce, tomato, plus fries. If you don't eat it, you have to pay $55 for your meal.
So John, Resell Rabbit, decided to take the challenge. And I'll tell you what, I was pretty impressed that he got all the way down to like the last level of burger.
The last burger.
And I think the fries kind of put him over the edge where he couldn't finish it, but he was so close. And he's not a large person.
No,
so
he's a teeny tiny.
like, that was very impressive that he got that far. The first thing I thought when I peeked around the corner, I saw that stack of burgers was like the Uncle Buck challenge for the steak. Remember that?
Yep.
And he did really good, but he didn't quite pull it off.
No, but he came back. He came back to the hotel when he was done, and I'm pretty sure his shirt was super tight.
His shirt fit a little different after that. It definitely,
It did.
there was some work, but
He was the one and only one that did the burger challenge.
Networking kings and queens all in line. Thrift find shining like gold mines.
So after we got back from the tap house, we did give everybody a little bit of a break. We didn't rush everybody, but
No.
we had scheduled, because we bought the mystery boxes, we thought it would be fun to do a mystery box DollarAuction live.
Yep.
So
by,
there were-
by that we mean we didn't open our mystery boxes.
Nope.
We had no idea what was in them.
Nope.
And we decided, good or bad, ugly
gonna
or
sell
broke,
it.
whatever was in good enough condition to even imagine selling, we just sold them on a live on the DollarAuction.com starting at $1.
Yep.
So whatever was in it, didn't matter if it was good. We
I
just
know.
put everything up.
Corey sold my glass.
I did. We actually did sell a really cool jadeite coffee cup
Yep.
on there for about $1.
It started at $1, but it sold for 14.
Sold for 14.
Sold for
And then we
14.
sold quite a bit of stuff for just $1. So people got some really good deals. That was a lot of fun. I think we did the first one.
Yep. And then it was Steve and Donna at Happy Heart Treasures.
Yep, we raided into them, and then they raided into
Jess, Resell
and
the
Zena,
Ride.
Resell the Ride.
And then following up the raid train was Alicia Inked Picker.
Yep. So 4 of us ran raid train sales, like $1 starts
For a half
on
hour
the
each.
DollarAuction.com for 30 minutes each, and we sold off quite a bit of our mystery boxes.
The bonus, if there was anything in our mystery box, because the hotel was kind of fascinated by this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
We had a whole lot of people come in because we had practically everybody that was there that was,
Just staying.
yes, they were all hanging out in the hotel lobby watching us do the sale. But somebody from the hotel came up and said, if there's anything in your boxes that you don't want or you want to get rid of, just set it by the garbage can and we will dispose of it for you.
And boy, did we.
Oh, we did. We did. Pretty sure we had 3 boxes over there. Because we ended up with a whole lot. Like, we sold all of the super cool stuff that was in there.
We had a lot of clear glass.
We did. We had like 3 sets of clear glass tumblers, from the juice cups to the little bit bigger ones to the water glasses.
And we had some, like Steve and Donna had some broken stuff.
Yep.
So we had some garbage to get rid of, and they really stepped up and took all them boxes out for us, so we could just leave them right in the lobby. It did look a little like a media production going on there.
It did.
We had 3 iPads set up, 4 iPads set up on stands. We had a whole like backdrop set up with the table so that we could run the lives. So we'll go ahead and put in some footage of what that looked like.
Pack your bags, roll to the Heartland show. Omaha shines where the hustlers glow. Grams and Pops got the vibes on track. With Ink Picker, we ain't looking back. Planes of profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive. Networking kings and queens all in line. Thrift finds shining like gold mines. We ride through the streets, hop city to store. Digging through racks while we hunt for more. Vintage treasures in the bins we dive. This reseller's life, baby, hustle and drive. From denim jackets to vintage tees. Digging for deals while feeling the breeze. Handshakes buzzing, swapping the game. Planes to profit, now remember the name. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive.
So then after we got done with our lives, even though it was like Alicia ran her, because we went 8:30 to 9. Steve and Donna went 9 to 9:30. Jess went 9:30 to 10, and Alicia went 10 to 10:30, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think so. Even after that, we hung out in the lobby. That is by far, besides hanging out with people on the Thrift bus, hanging out in the lobby of the hotel with all these other people is my favorite piece.
Yeah, that was really the first night, the first real night of the event, where everybody was actually there, everybody had checked in. And so everybody just wanted to kind of hang and talk and stay up way past our old people bedtimes.
Yeah, the hotel came over and asked us if we needed more chairs, and they actually brought, because they have like lounge setting up in there, but they actually brought us a whole bunch more chairs for people to sit in because we bombarded the entire
and we were moving their furniture around and stuff. Like, we just kind of made ourselves at home there.
Did we ever put it back?
I did.
Oh, I was going to say, when I got up and went to bed, there was a bunch still down there, and
yeah, I put the heavy ones back. They have these big marble top tables that we had moved for the lives and stuff, so we put the furniture back. But yeah, we just kind of made ourselves at home, and everybody stayed down there and just talked. The bar was open till 11 in the lobby, and we stayed up well past our bedtime. I ended up giving up and going to the room because I had a podcast for Unemployed for a Living to finish editing, which then I published on a Saturday night, which wasn't supposed to come out till Monday, and I had to run back and unpublish it and schedule it for Monday. So I was not thinking clearly at that point.
No, by the time we got to our hotel room at the end of the night, it was like calm, like it was like the calm of the storm. Like, it was like you had a chance to like decompress and like breathe.
Our youngest had the TV on in the room, and I couldn't even tell you what was on it because by the time my butt hit the bed, I don't even think I adjusted my pillow before I was sleeping. Like, I was out immediately.
The first night, Friday night, it was, what's the one guy? Family Guy. She was watching Family Guy.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
She was.
All right, what's sold next?
We sold a men's shirt. It is a men's PFG Cooling Tech gray short sleeve vented fishing shirt.
Oh, another fishing shirt. So that's what that looks like.
I don't even
What did
remember.
that sell for?
Oh, by the way, it is a 4XL too.
It is.
But it sold for $28.49.
All right, next we sold some Bratz It's My Party Yasmin shoes, or, well, technically they're her whole feet.
Yeah, that's what I wrote on there, but it's actually Brat's birthday first edition Yasmin.
Okay. Well, we sold not what's on the bag, but they are feet. What those sell for?
They sold for $6.99, but dude, they take up so little space in my tote with all my doll clothes in it.
We sold a lot of Bratz feet.
I have.
A lot.
I have.
All right, so the next morning, it would have been...
Saturday morning.
Yeah. See, I'm still not caught up. We're still so tired. Saturday morning, everybody got up, and we didn't want to keep just pushing with different things. So we let Saturday morning be pretty much a free time, do what you want, all the way until 1 o'clock that afternoon. So a lot of people kind of grouped up and went out on their own and went sourcing. There were some estate sales. There were a few garage sales. Tons of thrift stores to hit. So a lot of people took advantage of that Sunday and just went and did their own thing. Or Saturday. Went and did their own thing and just sourced in groups.
We did too. So Corey stayed at the hotel and he got some stuff done and chatted with a few people that didn't go out. Hannah and I decided we were going to go explore Old Market, which is like, seriously, like 3 blocks from the hotel. So we went and rode scooters and bought some stuff, and it was fun. It was just kind of a relaxing morning, not to have to feel rushed.
Yep. And then by the time everybody had had their lunch and done some sourcing, at 1 o'clock that day, we kicked off what we call the meeting of the minds. A lot better minds there than ours. But that's where we get everybody into a big conference room on the 19th floor of the hotel.
Yep, the penthouse.
The main objective of that time block is to give away all the big prizes for the event, which we had a lot of amazing prizes.
That's not the main reason.
It is.
Well, it is,
What's
but
the
we
main
also
reason?
have speakers come in and talk about different reselling ways.
We have speakers come in so that they can help us give away the prizes.
Sure.
But we did. We had a bunch of different speakers come in.
We did. We had some very unique, like...
Yeah, we had an estate sale company owner come in and talk to us about the relationship between resellers and estate sale companies and what that looks like from their side.
And how they would like to make relationships with resellers.
So that was a really good speaker. We had Resell Rabbit come and talk about the way he does his business, which is way different than most of us do. But it does give you some perspective on the possibilities of this type of business.
Yep, we had Emily, Crazy Flippin' Mom, come in and talk about, she is a Walmart seller.
Yep.
So she came in and talked about, buying and selling, retail arbitrage for Walmart, and that she has a whole entire course that will teach you how to do that if you choose to do that.
ResellToRide was actually one of our sponsors this year, and she had planned on talking about booths, but we kind of at the last minute, because she's a co-owner of the DollarAuction.com, we decided to address that, and we talked a little bit about how that works and what the idea behind the dollar auction is, and that was a really good section.
And then we also had Ivan from the district. I say the district.
It's not
Ivan
district.
from district. He was the representative for ShopCommons.net. So Kevin Commonwealth Picker's district store called...
It's a wholesale marketplace for resellers.
My brain didn't work.
So Ivan got to talk about that for a bit, and then we had Mike Campanelli talk about just meetups in general and kind of give us his backstory. He goes to every meetup on any reselling meetup he's probably been to or has plans to. So he was a good one to come in and talk about the networking and how meetups work and introduce his channel to us. And each one of those people, as they went through, kind of got to give away a bunch of our big grand prizes. And we'll put some footage of some of those speakers and stuff in here.
Pack your bags, roll to the Heartland show. Omaha shines where the hustlers glow. Grams and Pops got the vibes on track. With Ink Picker, we ain't looking back. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive. Networking kings and queens all in line. Thrift finds shining like gold mines. We ride through the streets, hop city to store. Digging through racks while we hunt for more. Vintage treasures in the bins we dive. This reseller's life, baby, hustle and drive. From denim jackets to vintage tees. Digging for deals while feeling the breeze. Handshakes buzzing, swapping the game. Planes to profit, now remember the name. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive.
Then we were on to the Last Supper. That's what I have written on. We had the Last Supper.
The Last Supper.
The Last Supper. So this year we decided to go. Last year we did
Spaghetti Works.
This year we decided to branch out a little bit farther. This one was one where we were not able to have the party bus or the hotel shuttle take us to. It was a little bit farther
away.
Yep. And so we ended up going to Big Fred's. Pizza, pasta, whatnot. I don't know what the official name is, but oh my gosh, our waitress was so amazing. She was on top of it, making sure that we had, because they split it into like courses. So we had salad and appetizers, and then they brought out pizza, and then they brought out pasta. But she was on it. Like, she was constantly out there making sure that our food was full. Everybody got a chance to sit around and talk and just chit chat.
I think we took like 10 pizzas back to the hotel after the fact.
I'm curious what happened to them because we set them on that table and some people were still eating them when I left. But I'm pretty sure they got left there.
They did get left there because I talked to the front desk and asked if they would take care of them again. And she said yes. Okay. But yeah, we brought a ton of pizza back for that evening. But that last kind of at supper was really cool because everybody got to sit down and it was a buffet style, but it was in courses. So everybody was getting up and sitting down. So everybody had a chance to kind of walk around and mingle. Yep. And then myself and one other person at the event got to have a very unique experience in the restrooms.
Public restrooms. We don't have that issue in women's restrooms because 99.5% of the time, we have stalls. Yeah.
I walked into the restroom and I had to go to the bathroom pretty bad, so I wasn't leaving.
To tinkle.
So I went into this restroom and you kind of come in the door and take a right around the corner to the urinals. And as I took a right, there's a very large guy standing at the very end urinal with his pants all the way at his ankles and his hairy ass sticking out for the rest of the room to see. And as bad as I had to pee, I just about turned around and left, but I was like, nope, get it done. So I took the farthest urinal from him and I did my business. And as I was doing that, another attendee walked in, Kyle walked in and kind of stutter stepped and he was like, no, I have to go too. So he just went. And as soon as that guy left, Kyle and I were in there washing our hands and it was kind of a very mutual, did we just see what we thought we said?
Oh, I thought you guys
we saw?
I thought maybe you guys were chatting while you were peeing.
No, that's poor etiquette in a bathroom.
I don't know.
So that was a very unique moment that Kyle and I got to share that we will probably never forget. I know I won't. And
no, he calls you oh, never mind.
And here's some footage of that. No, I'm kidding.
There is no footage in the bathroom.
There is no footage in the bathroom.
But there is some footage of our Last Supper.
Yeah.
Pack your bags, roll to the Heartland show. Omaha shines where the hustlers glow. Grams and Pops got the vibes on track. With Ink Picker, we ain't looking back. Planes to profit where the dreamers thrive. Party bus bumping, we're feeling alive.
Okay, back to the sales. So the next item we sold is a fancy cow percolator. It says it's a Bialetti Muka Express cow print 2-cup stovetop latte and cappuccino maker.
Man, you are very wordy in those titles. I like it.
I'm making sure I get it in there.
Got all the keywords. This is what it looks like. It's just a little cow coffee pot percolator.
So you put the water in the bottom and whatnot, and then it percolates. I don't know how it works because I don't drink coffee. But this item was one that we were on a Whatnot Live with Brian and Tracy at Jack's Treasures. They were going through stuff out of their gigantic hoarder storage unit. And we got it, and I sold it, and it sold for $51.99.
Well, I would say that pays for everything from that unit.
I'm pretty sure it paid for most
of
it.
We were testing Jack's Treasures packing during that live. Because we bought some really heavy duck brass
Poker
toppers
ends
for pokers. And we bought some very delicate, like porcelain glass coffee cups. Mm-hmm. They did really well. So if you're going to order from Jack's Treasures, they know how to pack. Mm-hmm. All right, what's next?
We sold, this came from Proxybit. It took a bit to sell, but I'm okay with that. It's a vintage McKee milk glass manganese square stovetop sugar shaker.
Sugar shaker. It looks like a salt shaker, but it's for sugar.
What color is it?
It is milk glass. It's white.
Yes, but when you put blue light to it, black light to it,
it turns
purple.
Yep.
It's super cool.
So it's radioactive sugar. So what'd that sell for?
$38.99.
All right. And the last day of the event is always bittersweet for us because we met some amazing people, a lot of new people that weren't there this year. We made some really cool connections. We have people's phone numbers that we'll be texting. And possibly adding to Facebook friends. Although I'm a tough one to friend on Facebook.
I already added a couple to Facebook.
So it's always bittersweet that last day because you have breakfast and checkout and everybody's kind of filtering out and leaving and getting back on the road. But we got to say all of our goodbyes. And we got to have breakfast with a bunch of people. And then finally we got to go, thanks to Resell Rabbit, who went to a hoarder house the day before during the sourcing.
They didn't call it a hoarder
It wasn't a hoarder. It was like an estate sale, but it was very full. It was like a hoarder house, but it was very clean.
It was very clean.
And they were doing it the last day, the day before, and John actually said, if I give you $100, will you open it up for our group the next morning? And they agreed.
Yep.
So a bunch of us got to go on our way out to that house.
Yeah, we got 2. He made an agreement that it was 2 hours. I know we messaged somebody and they were still there at like 2.5 hour time frame. But we went into this place and it's like, it wasn't dirty.
No,
it was
just
a lot
very
of stuff
full.
was boxed up, whatnot.
A lot of new in-box stuff.
Yeah, that's what I walked away with. I walked away with 4 appliances that were brand new in the box.
And we don't have any footage from the house because
Nope.
it was from his parents passing, I believe.
I'm pretty sure your daughter snagged some footage.
If I have some, I'll put it in here. But I think everybody was being very respectful and very
Yep.
clean and keeping things together. And he was giving amazing deals because he just wanted it gone. So
Yep.
I think we do have a little footage of the last day of the event, the goodbyes and stuff. And if we do, we'll go ahead and put it here. But we're going to end right here. And if there's any footage, I'll put it after this. And we will see you guys next time.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Pack your bags, roll to the Heartland show. Omaha shines where the hustlers glow. Grams and Pops got the vibes on track. With Ink Picker, we ain't looking back.